Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a couple of cards that I made that I really like. They came out actually better than I was even expecting, so that's kind of not, it's always kind of a pleasant surprise when that happens. But these particular cards I made with the Spellbinders foliage leaf die, and then I used the mock orange flower dies. That's what these purple ones are, and then these little pink ones are a little small flower die that I had. But it's just kind of a frame with some lattice work that I did with strips of cardstock, and I love the way it came out. So let me show you how it's done. On this one, I'm going to use slightly different one. It's a 5x7 card, and instead of using this one, I used a white pearl card just through that embossing folder. For this one, I'm going to use a piece of cardstock that I found. This is actually packaging from Sheena stamp set that I got, and I just loved the print on it, and I thought it was really nice, so I saved it, and I think it's going to be perfect for this card. So we'll see how it looks with a printed background instead of the white embossed background, but so we'll see. But always look at your packaging, because you never know when there might be something really pretty that you decide to use. And in this case, the Sheena packaging was perfect. So there's my background. Set that to one side. And then I've got a frame. These, this frame is 3 by 5, 3 by 5.5, so 3 by 5.5, and it's a 1/4 inch wide. And I've got 2 of them because I'm going to work on one of them, and then I'm going to put the other one over the top to kind of hide my working. So we'll start with this one. Now, one thing on this one, what I did, and I did it on the other one too, is I started with one piece here, and then my next strip I put at a 90-degree angle, and that's how that one looks. This one I'm going to do more like this, and see what I think. I'm going to like it better. I'm not crazy about the way that lattice work worked on that one. On this shape, I think the 90-degree works fine. So if you had an oval or a circle or a square, I would go with 90 degrees. But for the rectangle, I'm going to go a little bit differently. So I just cut, and this is a great way to use paper scraps. So I just cut a pile of 1/4 inch wide white paper. And I'm going to start with just a little dot at each corner of glue, and just gonna take my little strip and put it on that corner, hold it, and put it to this corner, and then that's it. Okay, now the next one I'm going to do the same thing but this way. And like I said, if I was doing a different shape, I would do a 90-degree. So on that case, you use your glass mat to say, okay, it's, you know, here, therefore this strip's going to go like that. But I didn't like the way that came out, so I'm going to do it this way. And then just trim off that extra. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to the other direction, this way, and I want them exactly a 1/4 inch apart. So that's where you can use your glass mat. So these are 1/4 inch strips. So skip a 1/4 of an inch, and then the next one's going to go there to there. and one on the other side. There, 2, there. And this is where the grid on the glass mat makes life a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trim those off. And the reason I'm trimming them off ahead of now while I'm working is because now I can use these strips that I trimmed off. Now I'm going to alternate directions. So I went this way, so now I'm going to switch and go the other way. Okay. And now I'm going to put my other frame over the top, and that just kind of hides all of that mess. Now you can make your little lattice, as I've shown, out of basically any size or any shape. This one is a little bit narrower and a little bit longer. This one I used a shaped die, and this one I just made it a little bit different shape. So you can really do it out of any shape you want, whatever you want to do. Now I'm going to raise that up with some foam tape, and I've got these little foam strips that I'm going to use. Okay, and then I'm going to put my flowers on it. I started with the foliage, and I've just got this little sort of generic foliage. I'm going to use my tacky glue to put that on. And then I've got some little flowers I'll show you in a second. And then I've got a bunch of little flowers that I'm going to use. And I found this little Crafter's Companion floral die, and I cut 4 little flowers out of that, out of the white Centura pearl, that same Centura pearl that I used on the other cards. And then I took my light blue pen, Spectrum Noir pen, and just kind of put a little bit of color on it, and then some glitter glue for the centers. I'm going to start with those. And I've got my 3D glue gel, but I just refilled it and it's really full, so. Okay. And then I cut a bunch of these little blue flowers, and this is the smallest die from the Crafter's Companion Hydrangea layering die that just came out. It's the smallest little die. And it makes great little single flowers. And so I'm just going to kind of place those around. And I just put a little dot of glitter glue in. And you could bend them or shape them if you want. I'm just going to leave them flat. And then I've got a little sentiment. Just says, where flowers bloom, so does hope. And I need a lot of glue on one side and a little bit on the other, or you need to put foam tape on it. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it in right there on the side. And that's it. We're all done. So a little bit different look with the green print on the back versus the, let's see, you can see all those. So instead of the white on the background, a printed paper with some blue flowers instead of the sort of more pastel-y colors. think I kind of like the white better, but I do like this one. It's pretty. It's a little bit different. Little different look. How's that? So, I'm gonna mess with these flowers. Okay. I need to stop. Leave it alone. Anyway, hope you like that. An interesting take and a great way to use up some scraps of cardstock. So, thanks for watching.